Hi, this is David Odell with OdellCompleteConcrete. Today I'm going to just focus on the tools that you're going to need to do a poured-in-place wall cap for columns or walls. And what we're going to do is we're going to color this concrete with color hardener. So I'm showing you right now some close-up views of how to apply the color hardener. This color hardener is about 5,000 psi, so you get a really good surface. Chip resistant, fade resistant. Well, it's going to stay pretty much the same for a long time. So here's how you put it on. You just want to lightly apply it. We've already just hand floated this. We actually mixed this concrete by hand. We're pouring on top of a wall. I have another video up. It's the patio of this job, which is a sand wash, and also we're gonna have another video showing the wall build that we're putting this cap on. But right now I'm just gonna talk about a little bit about the color hardener application. I'm gonna show you the tools that you need to have so you can do a nice finish when you get ready to that point. Right here, I've just used some siding material that you would normally see on the side of a house. This is what I've used for my formwork to go around this radius. They have some styrofoam you can buy, but it's overpriced and it's not very rigid, so it's really hard to use. So I just use wood, you know, something strong and doesn't move, and you can reuse it. So now after you throw that first coat of color hardener on there, you let the moisture come up from the concrete. It absorbs into the powder. Once you see that happening, you start rubbing it around with a hand float. You can see how creamy that gets. It kind of gets like the frosting on a cake. That's how creamy it is and nice to work with. And this is a white color. It's called ash white. Schofield makes it. And you can't get this color mixed in a concrete load unless you started out with a white concrete, which would be very expensive. So those are a couple spreaders we had on there just to kind of hold the shape. So we're going to use a 1/2 inch edger on the top here. Also, this cap is all cantilevered out 1.5 inches from the wall because the stone is going to be going on the wall. So we'll end up with about 1 inch cantilever after the stone goes on. We're using some really thin, well, it looks like the homeowner's putting on some, basically looks like some bathroom stone for a shower stall or something like that. So it goes on real thin and and that's also white. So those pipes that are sticking up through the middle of that column, one is the drain for a future potted plant, one is the water to water the potted plant. And that would be, of course, on a drip system. So we've got enough color on the top, and now we're going to start troweling it. And this has all happened in about a 1 hour process from the pour to this point. Also, we're going to be putting some joints in this cap every 5 feet. We're using a 1/2 inch radius joiner, 3/4 of an inch deep. Well, no, this is actually a 1/2 inch deep and a 1/2 inch radius on these joints. And then we got a 1/2 inch radius edger. There's another tool that's gonna come in real handy when we get ready to strip this, because as you could tell, we've got color on the top, but now we need color on the sides. So now we pulled that siding off, and you can see we got gray concrete on the sides. So now that color hardener, what I'm gonna do is mix water with the color hardener in a bucket, and then I'm just gonna trowel it on, just as you would do stucco. You just put the color onto the concrete, trowel it in there, or hand float it in there, and then you're going to turn your edger sideways and edge the other direction, so you get a radius on the bottom of your cap as well as your top. So that bottom board that's wrapped around this radius block wall, I used some composite plastic 3/4 inch, and I doubled it up so I could wrap it around that radius. Now this is ready to put stone on the wall. As you can see there, it's nice and smooth. We didn't do a broom finish on this. We just kept troweling it until it was kind of like glass. So I edged it vertically and horizontally on those column corners. Then you got your joints going down the face of the cap every 5 feet. And we're cantilevered over 1.5 inches on both sides. We'll probably take up a good 1/2 inch with the stone, maybe 3/4 at most. And then we're going to end up with a 1 inch to 3/4 inch overhang. The nice thing about this particular design is you've got basically a decorative bond beam on your cap. Thanks for watching. If you like it, subscribe. If you want to see the newest and latest upcoming videos that I post, click the bell sign next to the subscribe button.